Just to get a complete list for my notes. What's been banned?
Oh, sure.
Guidance, ritual casting spells, intimidation, persuasion, giving inspiration, swearing, and Elidor changing forms.
Oh, we're gonna have words.
Oh, bitch. Oh, I already screwed up. I can't do it. I can't do it.
You don't even swear that much. You're not even like
I
the
know, I
swearer
know.
of the group, and you're the first one to mess up. Hello, and welcome to Dice and Divergence, where we were accidentally not supposed to have Haziel tonight, but maybe she's just gonna get fired. Who knows? Just kidding. Just kidding. So the last we saw our adventurers, they had convinced a young green dragon, once named Sunset is Nigh, to partake in some studies, mayhaps to learn how to better himself overall, be better at doing green dragon things. In the name of science and studying, of course, education. They sent him off with Elidor to go hang out and learn and study at the Eyrie. They went back to the town of, well, I guess not technically a town, but they went back to the Redwood Watch, where they delivered the people, tried to talk to the council members a bit more before leaving. Before words were said or actions done that could be irreversible, such as burning the town down.
Yeah.
I'm glad I took that sword.
Sweet.
I didn't deserve it.
Our group of adventurers is walking into the outskirts of Silverhaven. Dusk is about to fall over the town. You did not have an adventurous journey back. Everything was pretty monotonous. There wasn't any baddies. You didn't have to fight anything. It was pretty smooth sailing on the way home. However, before you left to head back to Silverhaven, you did check through your rooms to check on Belikr, since you left him there with a terrible case of dragonpox. And instead of finding Belikr, you found a note in his room.
Oh, note.
Oh, note. Would anybody like to volunteer to read it, or do you want me to read it?
I can read it.
Yeah, go ahead.
To my companions. If you are reading this, I have already taken my leave. Do not think this a flight of cowardice, nor a betrayal of our fellowship. It is, I believe, the highest form of my duty to you. In the poisoned grove, as we stood amidst the corruption, I felt it. A resonance, not of the green dragon's venom, but of a deeper, older fire. The blight we faced is but a leaf on a poisoned branch of a vast, rotting tree. The cult of Orcus, whose shadow we now know touches even our own past, does not work alone. I have sources, long ignored whispers in my blood. They speak of a conclave of my own kin, red dragons, who have sworn their eternal flame not to dominion, but to oblivion. They have allied with the cult. This is my burden, my inheritance, a sin of the blood I must answer for. To fight beside you now would be to paint a target upon your backs, with the very scales of my forebearers. The evil we hunt knows my scent. It would use my presence to find you. I will not be the chink in your armor. So I go to hunt the hunters. I will trace this tainted lineage to its source. I will be the thorn in their side, the shadow at the edge of their foul rituals, drawing their gaze away from Silverhaven, away from you. Let them chase the ghost of their own corrupted kin. Buckthorn, lead them. Your resolve is the anvil upon which our strength is forged. Haziel, keep your light shining. The world has too few lanterns. Kinsey, your song gives heart to the weary. Do not let it fall silent. Finn, your guest for the truth is more vital than you know. Pursue it. Relzerax, your vigilance is our shield. Watch over them. Do not follow me. Do not seek to pull me from this path. This is the penance I choose. The light I must defend is not just in the heavens, but in the fellowship I leave behind. When the cult is ashes, and my kin's betrayal is answered, perhaps our paths will converge once more. Until that day, fight with honor, live with courage. In steadfast duty, Belikr Lawlight.
So, in the rooms of the inn, with the note that has been left, you realize that your party's number has now gone down 1 overall. Not just because somebody is sick, has to take a day off, but because he is in fact following his own path and what he thinks is his duty. So you are now down to 5.
Well, I wish him luck on his journey.
Who reads this first? As in, who finds this note first?
Who was rooming with Belikr?
Relzerax.
I think I was. Because I think it was me and Belikr in a room together,
yeah.
and then the other 4 people were all in the other room. So.
I think, though, correct me if I'm wrong, but I would think it would be safe to say that Rao would not be the first one to go in there so that he doesn't catch dragonpox just in case.
Yeah. So maybe I would have asked someone else to go in and check on him before,
It's probably Buckthorn then, I would imagine.
Yeah, as the paladin, as the tank, I could see that happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll exit. And I won't read it in the room. I'll scan it to make sure this isn't a note that no one needs to hear, but seeing that it is simply a goodbye, I'll hold off and I'll bring the note to the group and I'll read it to them. And I'll say, well, seems as though he had business to take care of. Sad to see him go.
It would have been useful to have him around for sure. He seemed to be a man of conviction, which is clearly why he left.
There's so much pain in this note. So much self-blame. I hope he's well. But we must move forward, I suppose.
Yeah. I mean, we'll have to let Elidor know when we return to Silverhaven.
Should I address that I breathed him in? Is that a conversation that needs to be had? I've never done that before.
I have so many questions.
I don't know.
'Cause, like,
That's between the two of you, I think.
my instinct is just get out of the way. Just be like, Elidor, good to see you. You were inside me at one point. Pause. But
Say it exactly like that, yeah.
But he just wants a conversation with us. At Elidor, he just wants like a debrief.
I mean, when he initially talked to us, he said that he wanted to have a conversation with us once our mission was completed. Our mission is completed, so I imagine he wants to talk to us to make sure we learned what we were supposed to, and then probably give us our next mission. I don't know.
Only one way to find out.
Absolutely correct, Finn. Absolutely
Also, Finn is thinking about the letter and has a small smile on her face because she realizes, as Belikr's roommate, she now has the room to herself.
Exactly.
It's gonna be experimentation all the time, baby.
Yeah.
I love that with Finn, the only meaning for that phrase is science.
Yep.
Okay, well, I mean, how's everyone? What's the time at this as we reach Silverhaven?
As you're reaching Silverhaven, it's right on sunset dusk. The sun is just starting to go down.
Do you guys think he needs to see us tonight, or can we get some rest?
I think we can probably get some rest, given how much he cared about the fact that it was dark and laid out the first time he talked to us. I don't think he wants us showing up when it's already dark. More than likely.
That's fair. Let's just hope there are no big monsters out.
Exactly. I mean, there definitely aren't. I would have found them. It's only been 2 days since the last time I looked.
Well, I don't think we need to double check tonight.
I agree.
That being said, I think we head to the inn.
Okay.
Yeah.
If memory serves, it's the Rusty Dragon, right?
It is the Rusty Dragon.
God, I love taking notes.
As we're walking, I'm prestidigitating the cup that I got from the cave.
Hell yeah.
Are you cleaning it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's really nice and shiny.
Do you mind doing the ivory comb as well?
Sure. I will.
Thanks.
Does it look dirty? The comb and the dragon cup that we took? Are those two dirty at all?
They're not necessarily dirty. They're used. Not dirty. The comb is definitely something that Phosphorus took care of. The cup he didn't actually use, didn't need, so that has collected some dust.
Okay. Do we have any concerns that if we like clean it too much, he'll be mad? I don't know. Some people, I'm very particular about my things, and so I wouldn't want to mess with somebody's things without their permission.
Yeah, you make a good point.
You give a history plus insight.
Plus insight?
Well,
I
like
will
do a
take
history
insight.
check, do an insight check. The history check
Okay.
is to remember. Your memory is fine, so do an insight check on Phosphorus to see what you would think, how he would feel about that.
Not bad for me. 21 on
Not
history
bad
and
for you,
15 on insight.
right? So while he was talking about his things, they seemed very important to him. And you think that he would actually probably appreciate that you were able to clean it better than he could with his little dragon hands.
Okay. So then in that case, I will take his cup and the comb, and I will also prestidigitate those.
Okay.
And I'll just pocket them for later.
It's a wonderful thought. Do we see the same bartender?
So, as you guys walk into the Rusty Dragon, instead of being greeted with Colleen, there is this very short halfling woman there. Oh, welcome
Is she
back,
short
y'all.
for a halfling, or is it?
Oh yeah, she's only like 1'6".
Jesus Christ.
Nice.
Wow.
Maybe like 2'6", 2'6". Give her an extra
Okay.
foot there.
Okay.
Yeah. 2 foot.
Okay.
Not a pixie.
3 foot?
No, just 2. 2'6". Not quite there.
The proper amount of feet.
Right. Welcome back, y'all. You must be Elidor's associates. I'm Tansy Reed, the new proprietor around here.
Wait, new proprietor?
What
Yeah.
happened to Colleen?
Well, poor Colleen's... She was in a sticky situation, you see. It necessitated a change. Don't worry, though. Your room's are ready as usual, and I've ensured that there is an ale shipment from the High Forest, brand new in stock.
Can I run an insight check?
Sure.
On... does she seem nervous when discussing Colleen's situation? Because the way you said that seemed tentative.
Yeah. Insight. She is nervous, but with a 23, she's not nervous as in she's telling a lie. It's nervous because she doesn't really want to like talk about what happened to Colleen specifically.
Can I use my last spell slot to cast Detect Magic to see if Colleen's magical signatures are still on the floor of the tavern?
Sure.
So yeah, I'm not going to ritually cast it. I'm just going to pop it.
That'd be
Okay, yeah.
genius.
And so do I see the same sigils and whatnot?
No, there is like, because it's only been a couple of days, right? You guys have only been gone for like 3 or 4 days in game. So there's like a slight residue because her sigils were there constantly. So almost like a TV burned in type screen thing. But you can see that they're just there because they've been there forever and they are fading. They'll probably be gone completely soon enough.
Where is she?
Oh, Miss Colleen?
Yeah.
Well, she did have to go off to, she has been relocated Los term, to the Serenade Pools, which is a sanctuary, I don't know how to say that fancy word, but basically it's a monastery dedicated to the god Ilmater. It's just about a half a day's travel away.
Serene.
That's what I said, because them words.
No, I heard you.
That's what I
You
heard.
said it right, yeah.
Yeah, they probably serenade while they're there, in the sereneness of it all.
I wouldn't be surprised. Why did you have to go?
Well, she wasn't really getting enough rest. And, it was kind of like a forced vacation.
She was really overworked.
forced her?
Did you, not give her people to work with her first?
Well, I don't know. I wasn't the owner here specifically.
Dev and I have the same look in our eyes. Just deeply, deeply suspicious. Just like eyes are barely open,
We're still vibing on the
squinting
same
at.
level.
Honestly,
Yeah.
we're still train
You're locked
ball
in.
all the way up. The ball's going all the way up. Suspicion level rising.
So, she kind of did have a little bit of a psychotic breakdown, and was maybe saying things that didn't exactly exist. Who sent her away? The mayor of the town, Mayor Goodfella. He sent her away. It's for her own good, you know.
The least trustworthy name, Mayor Goodfella. He's a good fella.
He's a good fella. He really is. He's been elected for 3 elections in a row now, that's saying
Oh,
something.
God.
We might have to make a constitutional amendment to say that, a mayor can only be sitting for 2 terms.
Yeah.
So can you
No.
clarify something for me really quick? I'm not from Silverhaven. I don't know how business works. I don't know how deeds are passed in this town. Who did Colleen own the inn?
Yeah, she still technically owns the inn. I'm just running it.
I see. So she still has ownership of the establishment. She just
Yeah.
was
Yeah, if she's able to,
relocated.
Yeah. She's getting some herbal remedies. She's in good hands. But her recovery time is expected to be really slow. So in the meantime, I'm here running the inn for her.
Can I run a check to see whether or not I have heard of the Serene Pools?
Sure. That would be a history check.
Well, that sucks.
Can I help? I don't know if you're saying this out
How
loud.
are you going to help?
Well, I guess it depends if he's saying any of this out loud. If he's not saying it out loud, I won't know that he's trying to make this check, so then I won't help. But if he is saying anything out loud.
I was gonna say, the Serene Pools sound relatively familiar, but I'm trying to figure out where I know them from. Because I quite liked Colleen. And I want to make sure she's okay. So, if anyone can tell me anything about the Serene Pools, please do.
Yeah, so then in that case, then I think Finn is immediately back in the library at school. And given her expertise, she would have done a lot of reading on places of power. And so if this came up in any of her research, she would offer any insight that she has.
All right. With that, I am going to give you the option, Buck, to roll a religion check if you wanted to, at advantage. So history or religion at advantage. Because the Serene Pools is to Ilmater, Finn's like, oh, well, she did just say about, the god, so definitely one of the god books that I've been through. Maybe it was one of his important blah, blah, blahs.
One of the important blah blah blahs, of course.
Yeah.
They are both -1, so I will choose religion just because of law. What's a 17?
Yes. So you do remember the Serene Pools being a monastery for Ilmater. And Ilmater is the god of endurance and suffering, which in this case she is being helped, probably being helped with healing magic that helps mental afflictions for the enduring through. You have heard no negative things about the Serene Pools. And honestly, you have heard no negative things about this monastery. They actually do worship for Ilmater a little bit different than the standard procedures. The standard procedures would be like flogging and other crazy things. These guys actually really focus on the healing and the endurance of it, and you cannot endure things if you are not yourself in a good mental state.
So she's actually in good hands.
She is actually in good hands, as far as you know.
And just to check, can I run an inside check to make sure she's actually at the Serene Pools? I want to see if there's any, faltering when they said that, any facial spasms.
Sure.
Totally sent
Did
her
they-
to a mental health spa.
I mean, that's
See, this
basically
is
what
the
it
thing.
is.
Is it a mental health spa or a mental health facility? Like, are they allowed to leave if they want? Because they were sent there forcefully.
Yeah. There is a difference.
Yeah, so everything tracks. She
Okay.
is in a good place.
Do I get the feeling this is linked to the fairy that told her our secrets?
No. She did actually have like a whole mental collapse. Like she was done. You guys were, yeah.
Well, I mean, the fairy didn't exist, right? She was seeing things. So,
That we know of.
as far as we know.
I don't remember the fairy.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, I'm sorry, I missed your name.
Oh,
New
my name?
proprietor.
My name is Tansy Reed. That's spelled Tansy. And I know how to spell my
Okay,
last name too. It's Reed.
Yay.
There's a
Alright.
couple different ways
Got
that
the
you can
first-
spell Reed, you know.
I got the first name wrong, but the last name I got right.
Is it possible to send things to her?
Oh, sure. She does have a patient number that you're able to mail her stuff to. You can also put money on her books if you wanted.
Good to know.
For now, though, it's lovely to meet you. And I
It
don't know
is-
about the rest of my troop.
Lovely to meet y'all as well. And like I said, your rooms are still exactly the way that y'all left them, so you don't have to worry about that.
Perfect.
Just a heads up to you, Belikr was one of the individuals who had a room. I do not believe he will be returning, but we'll still be using that room, just with one less occupant. Going forward, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, no, that works. I'll make sure that Elidor knows, and we can update the fee. He said that he had the room covered for y'all, so that's nothing y'all need to concern yourself with.
Understood.
Sounds wonderful.
Thank you kindly.
Thank you. You have a nice night now, okay? And she turns around and walks off.
To bed, then.
Yeah, it's been a long day.
Agreed.
All right. Is there anything
Right.
that y'all want to do before bed, or do you just go into sleepsies?
There's one thing I want to do. I wait for the rest of the troop to head up. Hang back for a second. I grab Tansy and I go, Can I get a bottle of your finest whiskey and some towels, please?
Oh yeah. The whiskey that's gonna be it is gonna be slightly more than 2 copper. I do believe that's gonna be 1 silver piece, please. And the towels, how many towels do you think that you'll be needing tonight?
Let's stay safe and go 5.
Oh wow. Okay, 1 second. I'll be right back with those towels. Would you like them warmed or just like just
Warm
some
and soft,
towels?
please.
Warm and soft. I'll deliver those to your room. It'll be about 10 minutes.
Thank you kindly.
You're super welcome.
I head up. As I get to the room, I knock on the door. And I wait to respond.
Our room?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Come on in.
Just checking you were decent, darling. Are you okay?
Nothing you
Are you
haven't seen
injured from
before.
today?
But I'm good.
Very true. Are you injured?
Yeah. No, I think I'm... Let me check. I don't think I'm injured. I'm pretty sure I'm basically... I haven't need to make a roll yet, so I haven't... Yeah, no, I'm a little, scuffs here and there, but between you and Haziel and everyone, you got me back up on my feet. And, I'm sure just a good night's rest will help with everything else.
Come here. Show me where it hurts.
Relzarx will walk over and, pull up his shirt just a little bit and, point to his side where there's still just, a little bit of, not necessarily, the poison and all of that's gone, but, there's still, some puncture wounds from a snake, bite. I've dealt with worse,
Oh, I'm glad you are that tough that you have dealt with worse. But just because one has dealt with worse does not mean they need to keep putting up with it. Sit down. I'm going to grab a hand towel from whatever the equivalent of the bathroom is. I'm going to dab it with some water. I'm going to sit down next to him. I'm going to go, is it okay if I remove your shirt?
Absolutely.
I take off his shirt. And I start dabbing the affected area. And I go, you know, Zara, I thought after all of this time, you would have remembered. I'm the one that's meant to be getting hit.
I mean, it's not like I was trying to get hit. I was just, we went in there, we were gonna chop the head off, that was the plan. I already had my sword. I didn't expect the snakes to just, leap at us. They seemed to docile at that point.
I understand. I'm not angry at you. To be clear, the emotions that I felt were fear. I don't like seeing you get hurt like that. That's why I go first.
understand. I will do my best to keep that in mind going forward.
Thank you.
Absolutely. I would not want to cause you any unnecessary emotional distress. Obviously, getting used to working with a group for the first time in a while. There's a little bit of growing pains here and there, but
That is actually a point that I wanted to bring up with the group, but admittedly I wanted to run it by you. I've been doing this job for a long time. I've worked with a few groups, none of whom stuck around for very long. Doesn't mean they all died. Sometimes they just got sick of each other. But you know what they all lacked?
what would that be?
None of them worked together. They were all their own heroes that swung alone. They didn't have any formation, they didn't have any plan. They just ran in and tried to kill whatever they could. The one thing that I have learned, or one of the things that I have learned in this career, is you gotta have a plan. So, I have been working in my downtime on some drills and some formations. And I want to pitch them to the group so that when we get into another situation where we don't know if the snakes are going to wake up, we're prepared if they do.
It seems like a wise move. It's definitely, I agree that plans are very useful. You know, I don't know how much you know, but Finn and I have worked together a pretty good amount in the past, and we've had our own fair share of tussles, and plans have helped a lot get us out of some very sticky situations in the past. So, figuring
Well, that's
things
where I
out
got
to implement the group seems like a good choice.
That's where I got the idea. It was actually the first formation I wrote down. I called it the Red Watch Shuffle. When we were in the
Really?
cave, and Finn knocked the stone to bunch the centipedes. I heard you guys say that you had done that before. That's when it hit me. I've got 3 or 4 basic ones that we could run through. And I really reckon it could help us. But to be honest with you, I wanted to pitch it by the most seasoned warrior first.
Well, then,
Knock,
in
knock,
that
knock.
case, Relzrex pulls the mirror out. I think you're the most seasoned warrior here, Buck. But
I'll take
yes.
that to meaning.
Hi there, I have
made
your
an order.
towels.
Yeah, give us a second. I stand. I open the door just a crack and poke my head through.
Hi.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome. It's a little, kind of
Um,
gnomish robot guy.
Okay. Do you have my whiskey, friend?
Oh yeah, I have that too. His head pops open, and a bottle of whiskey comes, like rises up out of his head.
You are an excellent contraption.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You should be proud of yourself.
Well, I
I
didn't make
take
me,
the-
but I appreciate it.
Yes, but you keep you functioning.
That's also not true. I don't think that you know how automatons work, but I appreciate the sentiment.
I don't. I'm trying to build you up, and it's clearly not working.
Nope,
I just take out a gold piece and put it on the plate that goes into his head. Is this like a coin slot or something? That works.
Oh my god. Okay, thank you so much. I super appreciate that. I don't really know what I'm supposed to do with this, but and then he kind of like steam starts coming out of his ears. And he tries to waddle down the stairs, the hallway away.
He is perfect. He is precious. We must all protect him.
I think I killed him. Buck, you know what? He's absolutely right. Buck does not understand automata. Buck's gonna leave. Buck closes the door and hopes that small gnome is okay.
I'm so sorry.
That small metal gnome. And regaining his composure, he turns around, places the whiskey bottle on the table with the glasses, takes the towels, places them next to the whiskey bottle, and goes, I thought you might appreciate a shower after a long, and a drink after a long shower.
You would be right about that. A nice hot shower is always very nice for washing the road off.
Exactly. Now, I have to be completely honest with you. At no point did I need to dab that wound. I just wanted to. And I pumped my last 5 hands of lay on hands, and I grabbed my towel and head for the bathroom.
Yeah. Alright. So I'm at full then,
Yes. And,
mechanically speaking.
unless Josh has something more for that scene, I'm happy to move on.
I think I'm good. So yeah, I will also head to. Does our room have a bathroom? Is there a shower? What is there a communal shower? What is the situation? DM.
Each
It's in a
room
private bathroom.
Each room has its own little private bathroom thingy, but it is a wooden tub where you can turn on a magical fire to heat up the water.
Okay.
Perfect.
So baths,
pretty dope.
not showers. I'm down.
It's a big one.
Yeah,
Sounds
it's like decent size. I would say like a 5-foot diameter.
Okay.
Hmm.
So you start heading for the bath then?
Mm-hmm.
So I guess Relzrex will just. So are you taking the first turn?
That's
You guys
entirely
can
up to you.
Fit in there together if
I know.
you wanted to. I'm just
That's I was
making sure
asking.
that you
God
know.
is coming in over your shoulder, just being like, just so you know.
You both fit.
This is what happens when you try and build tension. God gets angry.
Yeah. So hearing that response, Relzrex will wait for like 2 seconds. Go take a shot of the whiskey. And then follow Buck into the bathroom.
As I hear the bottle open, pour, and then hit the table again, and then I hear Zara's footsteps, I go, "Don't forget the bottle, darling."
I'll go back and grab the bottle. And then I think we can fade away.
We can fade away.
Yeah.
Yay!
Nothing is confirmed to have happened.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You
Just
know,
2 dudes
just
chilling in a
Sitting
hot
in a
tub,
hot
5
tub.
feet apart because they're not gay.
Just two bros.
Leave room for the Holy Spirit.
Yeah, exactly.
Ilmater.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Yes, leave room for Elmater. Yes.
Okay. So let's pop over to Kinsey and Finn. As the boys head off up into their room, you two are still downstairs. Do you talk to each other before you head up, or are you just going to your rooms?
I think Finn moves as if to grab Relzarax, but then see like Relzarax and Buckthorn kind of like peel off together and thinks better of it. And then we'll just start like pulling the bones out of her bag and start to walk up the stairs unless Kinsey does anything.
Once the boys are gone, with a massive grin, Kinsey's gonna be like, so do you think there's a thing there? Do you think it's gonna happen? Do you think are they gonna be a couple? Do you think it's gonna like work out
A couple of
between
what?
them? Do you think it's gonna be like love?
A
couple of
what? Couple of morons. Couple of idiots.
A thing, a material thing, immaterial thing, ethereal thing.
Like a relationship, like
They have a relationship.
boyfriend and boyfriend.
Aren't they boys that are friends though?
I mean, like romance, like kissing and stuff.
They're kissing?
The good stuff. I hope so. Don't you?
I don't know. Does that impact me? Does that if they kiss, is it ooh, I am ill-equipped for this conversation. Okay, romance, chivalric romance. No, not that. Romance books. I read the romance books
Yes.
that you told me to read, where people meet, they randomly fall in love with no history whatsoever. You put them in a room and they fall in love, and
Yeah, but they have
sex?
history.
They have history. Do they have
Those
history?
two. Rel and Buck, yeah, they know each other.
Oh.
I don't know how much history, but I know that they know each other from before. That's history. That's all you need.
And so having history, it means that you are more likely to develop romantic feelings.
Yes, absolutely.
I see. Is it any history? Is it specific history?
Like, high danger, intense situations can make it, like, better. Like, the feeling stronger.
Got it. So if you're attracted
to somebody... So, like,
somebody,
if they fought together?
So, okay.
Like, earlier?
Yeah. Okay. I'm following you. So if you're attracted to somebody, make the situation dangerous.
Maybe make it appear dangerous. Don't make it actually dangerous.
Okay.
Unless you can handle it. If you can handle it, then sure, but...
I understand. Okay. And like Finn is fully writing notes. Real danger equals add. Okay.
Make them think it's dangerous. Take them on like a carnival ride or something.
Carnival ride. Okay. How do you know all of this?
Lots and lots of research.
I see. And so you've gone to carnivals and you've felt romance? Like carnival rides?
Yes.
I see.
Absolutely.
I see.
Many times.
I see. And okay. And for is it all people think carnival rides are dangerous and therefore romance happens, or is it specific people have specific things?
I'm sure it wouldn't work on everyone, but it's worked on a lot of people.
I see.
I used to bring them to the review back before the thing happened there.
What thing?
They got robbed. Real bad. The whole the whole place kind of went down. Last I saw, it was in ruins. Some people got hurt real bad.
I see. So
I
real
didn't
danger,
stick around for long after
not
that.
simulated danger.
Yeah.
Were you there when it happened? Are you well?
I was. I'm okay.
Mm-hmm.
I was real sad at first, but then I met Buck, and he convinced me that I could fight instead. So I'm doing that instead of being sad.
Instead of being sad?
Instead of being sad.
And we don't want to be sad.
I don't want to be sad.
I see.
We don't like sad. We're gonna talk about happy things like Buck and Rouser X possibly hooking up. Because that's fun.
I suppose, but being sad makes the happy things feel better. No, you can't have one without the other.
Sure, little small things. But not big, life-changing, lose everything you knew before and be responsible for all of it. Sad stuff.
You feel that you are responsible for all of it?
I do. You never met him, and maybe that's the problem. But, I got real close to a guy. His name was Rusk Corbin. He was so handsome. He was so charming. He was so interested in me and all about my life and the people I knew and the review and our schedule. And I told him everything he asked. And then a couple weeks later, after a big show we wrapped up, it was our final night, he came in with a bunch of friends. Jaleel, our acrobat, the one that taught me everything I know about tumbling, he got hurt real bad. He's never gonna be able to do what he did before. And if I hadn't given Rusk all that information, it wouldn't have happened.
I suppose,
yes.
but by that logic, if you had never joined the review, it would never have happened. If you
Absolutely.
had never met Rusk, it wouldn't have happened. If you had never been born, it wouldn't have happened. But at some point...
Oh, trust me, I thought of that.
I do not know what it is like to lose a home. However, I think it is interesting that you feel that you must shoulder the burden for the loss, even if you did play some role in it, and then treat that burden as a cage. At some point, regrets are important. It lets us know when we maybe made mistakes and where we have room to grow. But if regrets can also act as a shield to say, I will never do this again.
Because I'm not sad anymore. I'm determined. I'm going to get strong. I'm going to go back. I'm going to help them rebuild, and I will protect them this time.
Mm-hmm. I see.
I'm going to fight instead of being sad.
Fight.
Because I did do that thing where I sat there and I thought, well, if this hadn't happened, if this hadn't happened, if this hadn't happened. But that wasn't getting me anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And that's basically what I was doing when Buck found me. And he's the one that convinced me. That instead of being sad, as in like actively sitting there doing nothing but thinking about it and ruminating, that I will get strong so I can stop it from happening next time.
I see. In that case, then, I hope you are able to achieve the things that you want to. But it is also, I am not good at the feelings stuff, so this may come out wrong, and I don't mean it to sound wrong. So I'll just say it. It'll be first draft, and then we can maybe workshop it.
Yeah.
You will mess up again. That is inevitable. And I only hope that rather than being another iron weight around your neck, you are able to engage in the full spectrum of what it means to be in that moment in a way that feels good for you. I know
it's not going to happen again because I'm going to fight next time. I'm not just going to let it happen. I'm going to fight. But it's not going to happen again because I'm going to fight next time.
I hope you're right. But if you're not, for whatever reason, hopeful we can help you pick up the pieces. Remember how I fixed that music box?
Yeah.
There are some things that you can't fix as easy with a mending spell, but if for whatever reason things do fall apart again, you don't have to do it alone.
I'm gonna hug you now, okay?
Okay. Just freezes up, doesn't really know what to do.
Thank you. You're actually really good at this.
Thank you. I am stress sweating right now. I really felt like that was scary for me. Is this romance? I feel threatened right now. Is that romance? Is that what this is? I'm really sweaty. This was scary.
I mean, I've never thought of you in that way, but that doesn't mean I can't.
No. Oh God. No, that's not. No. Oh God. I'm gonna go now, and I'm going to take my dragon bones and do the thing that I know how to do, which is spell work.
Thank you for the pep talk.
Okay.
Really
and then
good.
Finn will just run.
Kenzie's thinking seriously about whether she likes Finn or not.
Oh God.
As you guys go into your room, Kenzie, you and Haziel go into your room together. And Haziel's like, "Oh, it's been one of those days where things just keep happening to you, you know? I don't know how to deal with that stuff. I'm built different, but I don't know, man. I'm just gonna curl up in this blanket and see you in the morning."
I know those days. I'll play you something to fall asleep to.
Oh, you are the best. Oh, wait, no, hang on. Here. And she hands you 2 copper. Because you're gonna play music for her. So. There you go. That's the correct amount for a
Payment rendered.
service, right? Yeah? That's a service
Yes, it
at
is.
paid?
Uh-huh.
Yes? Fantastic. Thank you. Right? Yes. Thank you.
It's a very calming melody, but she is really plucking at these strings. She
Very
will
aggressive.
test that
trying
enchantment.
to get it to break more. The strings, you hear thwing, thwing, thwings, and they are taking a beating, but they are not snapping. Best strings ever.
Not the only thing.
And it still sounds calming.
And it still sounds nice and calm. You only get like a couple of bars in, and Haziel is snoring.
I'm just really good at this. Yeah.
So good at it. Finn, you open your door to an empty room of just stuff. Your stuff, Belikyr's stuff, his little altar is still in there. And what else did you guys have in there?
Hell yeah.
There
Not a chess
is
set.
Yeah, the chess set's still in there. There's the scale and but most importantly, there is a stack of freshly sharpened quills, a bottle of blue ink, and high quality parchment.
So
Yeah, we
then
can
I'm going to
swear.
spend an hour identifying anything that seems interesting in the room to see if there's potentially anything cool.
Okay, yeah. So
otherwise,
you
I'm
go
chilling.
through the room again. There is a couple of important things in your room that I will scroll up to, but instead of waiting, we're gonna take an intermission. Yay!
Hey.
Hey! All right. Thanks for sticking around. We will be back shortly. Yay! Hi, welcome back. So, about that room. You're in the room. There is a crystal lens that is glowing, sitting on your nightstand. The balanced scale glows as well. The board game does not have any glowing to it. That is your room.
Okay. So then I will just take the 2 things that are glowing and ritually cast identify them.
So, in the crystal lens, you see that there is a scorched family portrait inside of it. As you look into it, you also can see that this lens can be used to help magnify text, which is usual for a crystal lens, right? To do that. But you see that it can pick up extra meanings or invisible writing or magical properties. If you're looking at a text, it can see more than just the plain written text to it.
Amazing. I'll pocket
The
that.
scale glows with just the vibrance and presence of the gods above and the greater archdemons from below. They can be used to pray to deities of all kinds, deities of all kinds.
I'll leave that one. And I'll ask
Good.
tomorrow if people want that. But then otherwise, I will take that fresh quill and the ink and I will sit the dragon bones down, and for the next few hours, I will begin my work.
Taking notes, writing names, measuring,
Building magic.
prepping dragon bones for dragon bones stuff.
Yep.
You got it. Go ahead and make an Arcana check for me to see how adept you are at dragon bone preparations. Whew, that was almost a
22.
1.
Yeah, that scared me. That really scared me for a hot second.
Woo.
22.
Yeah, 22. You do great. You're able to prep and collect the data that you need for basically everything that you are going to trying to be doing. Those are words.
Okay, yeah. So I will be taking my arcane focus, my crystal earring, pulling it in front of me, and then basically funneling in magic to turn it into kind of like a laser pen. And I'm going to take 3 shavings of the bone and start scribing runes into those like minuscule runes on those dragon bones.
Ooh, okay.
And that's what I'll be doing.
Fantastic. All right. As the night goes on, you hear hustling and bustling down below. There is metallic footsteps up and down the hallways every now and again. But nothing crazy or exciting happens for the rest of the night for the party. Sunrise is about 6:15 in the morning.
I think Relzrex would like to once again wake up early and do the same thing he did in our previous inn. Ordering breakfast for everyone.
Go downstairs. Oh, well, howdy there. You're an early bird.
Yeah. I like to early to bed, early to rise. Whatever the saying is, you know?
Yeah.
And in about 45 minutes, do you think you could have and he'll just like hand a list of all of the breakfast items that everyone prefers: the eggs, the bacon, the
Eggs,
cheese,
bacon,
the onion,
2
coffee,
pots.
lots of coffee,
2 pots of coffee.
2 pots of coffee.
All right. A block of cheese and a whole onion.
A whole peeled onion. Yep.
Uncooked.
And
not like a blooming onion. You want just a whole regular
raw
onion.
Yep. A big stack of pancakes with syrup and jam. Do you have any specialty jams?
Oh,
or
we
just
do
the
have
standard fare?
we do have a huckleberry jam in right now, but my mama used to make me I love it. Instead of just the jam, you do jam mixed with a little bit of butter, and then you put the syrup on top of that. That is delicious.
Is that something that you would do, or you would just give us the jam and the butter, and then we would mix it ourselves?
Yeah, I can do it for you if you need me to prepare it, but I mean, it is better. I mean, if you do it fresh, I can do it because then it'll be hot and the butter will melt all nice like.
Absolutely, that'd be very much appreciated.
Yeah, no worries. I'll get right on that, and I will send one of my little guys out to deliver it to you because I do have some other work to be done around here.
Absolutely. I think, yeah, that sounds terrific. Thank you very much. So are you talking about sending it to the rooms as room service, or like it'll be out here in the dining area when it's ready?
Whichever you prefer. You said about 45 minutes, so I figured that y'all were going to be coming down here. But if you're staying up in your rooms, that's okay too.
No, down here is fine. I just was so like you'll have send someone when it's ready to let us know it's ready, is what you were saying.
I will
Or-
send somebody out to put the food on the table right over there.
Ah, okay. That makes sense. Sorry. Just woke up. Haven't had my coffee yet.
That's fair. That's fair.
Which is why
You
I'm ordering
could
it.
you can pop over there to Stu. He'd be able to get you a coffee before you go back upstairs so that you're a little more coherent if you need to do that.
Thank you very much. I will do so. And then Ralsrex will go grab some coffee and head back upstairs. Well, until the food is ready.
Yeah, it's about 45 minutes. She's not planning on sending a guy up to you.
Okay.
That just assuming that y'all are coming down.
Yeah. So then I guess in 45 minutes, if Buckthorn and everyone else aren't awake, Relzrex will make sure everyone's awake.
So this is 45 minutes before sunrise.
So it should be ready. I don't know. I wanted it to, yeah, like ready like just when everyone was about to, like, wake up and all that.
So if sunrise is at 6:15, 45 minutes would be at 7 o'clock, which is a normal people wake up time. Ish.
I was going to say the Buck wakes up around when the sun rises.
Yeah.
He's got that, like, old man awake at stupid early hours.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I ordered breakfast for everyone. It should be ready in this amount, when everyone else is about ready to wake up for the day.
Very thoughtful of you,
I try.
as per usual. You're so giving, aren't you? And Buck sort of gets up and just does his, like, morning stretches. And I think a market or something to note is that Buck isn't necessarily a proud man, but very rarely does he do things like morning stretches in front of someone else. Usually he'll find a private place, but you see that he just gets up, gets into it.
Don't mind if I join you?
No, of course. Would you like guidance,
Well,
or do you know what you're doing?
I know what I'm doing. Just, figured.
Perfect.
Yeah. So we'll just both do our morning stretches.
Perfect.
And then when I feel like it's been that 45 minutes, Relzrex will leave the room and knock on Finn and Kinsey and Haziel's doors and let them know breakfast is down in the dining room.
So Finn is
follow
not going to join everybody at breakfast to start. I think normally she gets up fairly early and will go down, but she has spent all night working on these dragon bones, and I'm fine to take a point of exhaustion for it because she finally did it. Her experiment is ready to go, and so she is going to perform some big magic before she actually goes down to see everybody.
How do you respond when I knock at the door and let you know that breakfast is ready?
I don't. I'm
At all?
deep into it.
You don't even say anything?
Nope.
A louder knock? And then I think Relzrex would knock louder 5 times. And then not yell loud enough to wake up other guests at the inn, but like, Finn, can I just get a confirmation that you heard me?
Are you listening for something? Like, are you listening for a response, I guess?
Yes.
I don't think you hear a response from Finn, but I think you hear this incredibly low, bassy thrum that's almost like a vibration of air.
Okay. I'm going to assume that Finn is okay, because I'm assuming... Yeah, I'm just going to assume that she's doing whatever she's doing and move on to the next room. And then she'll join us when she's ready.
All right. We're actually going to pan into Finn's room. What is it that we see happening?
So she's on the floor. She has the 3 bone shavings arranged in a triangle in front of her. She has this very complicated runic circle drawn underneath them in white and purple chalk. And she pulls out a tuning fork from one of her pouches. It's interesting, though, because it has 3 tines, not the usual 2.
Mm-hmm.
She bangs it against one of the bones, and it doesn't actually make any sound. And she puts it in the middle of the triangle, and it stands perfectly vertical in the middle. She starts chanting, doing some somatic motions, and the sort of like bone triangle, the bones raise off the floor, and they just start to spin wildly, rapidly, almost like a tornado. They're out of control, and then suddenly it freezes, and the bones begin to vibrate. And it's as though the bones are trying to force out of the formation, but there's some wall of force keeping them locked in place. And she is focusing on that tuning fork and is essentially shunting this magical energy and creating essentially like a gravity well in the middle of this triangle. And after a few moments, she begins to see these filaments, almost like thin, crystalline wires, waves, a sort of like a warp to the space in the middle, like on a hot summer's day when you're looking at asphalt and everything is just kind of weirdly waving out of focus. And she is shunting everything into the middle. And she is harnessing raw magical potential and making it visible. That was very dramatic, whatever that was.
Yeah.
Happy to add sound effect.
Vibrations.
And so as she's doing it, her intention is that she wants to make a shield, something to protect. Because if she can't get hit, she can stay alive. And so she's fully intending to make an arcane board. But right as she is about to complete that ritual, she thinks about what she said to phosphorus sulfide. Are you intentionally setting the bar this low, or do you have no confidence that you can achieve something better than this? And she thinks, anybody can make a shield. I can make a shield right now. You don't need the shield if you know what's going to happen. So on a whim, she reverses the thrust of the bones. And rather than pushing in, all of the magical energy that she's gathered into this place explodes out. And for a moment, she can see infinity. She sees parallel universes, futures that can't happen, pasts that have happened, the present that's happening in so many different places, and it's all shattered and fractured, and it's not going to make sense to her in this moment. But she will know the moments when they arrive. And so in this moment, she gets her first portent rolls as she sees everything and cannot comprehend, but she will one day. And she's going to get the rolls. The energy now released, the bones stop vibrating, and they slowly settle back to the ground. And she puts everything that she has just seen somewhere in the dark recesses of her mind. She looks for patterns. She can see the things that nobody else can. She will know that when it's relevant, she will be able to apply it as she needs to. And so she's going to take her 2 portent rolls.
Yay!
Oh, fucking cool.
And so I think that's why Finn doesn't react to Rosarax, because she is fully, like, seeing the Matrix. And so once that's done, I will collapse the ground, get my shit together, and I will head down to breakfast. Like I said, I'm happy to take a level of exhaustion for that, because otherwise I don't think there's any way I would have been able to finish the prep for that.
Oh, yeah, 100%. You were up all night.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
so I will
you're
come down
sleepy,
looking like ass.
So as you come down, everybody is already starting to eat their breakfast. Haziel's munching on an onion and cheese. And you see some automatons going around. There's like a guy stirring a pot of like grits, and there's a little copper one that's kind of like giving out dishes and stuff. And you walk down to everybody. Well, you don't walk down yet because we're gonna rewind. Just kidding. And see if there was any pre-breakfast banter for these guys. And then you'll walk down.
Did Haziel and Kinsey both just like acknowledge the knock and come down when
Kinsey's excited for more pancakes. Of course she's coming right now for breakfast.
Haziel's coming down as well. She is hungry.
Okay. Yeah, Rosarax was already sipping a cup of coffee, but is gonna refill his when he gets down and pile up a big heaping plate of eggs and bacon and everything, because he's very hungry this morning.
Some very intense stretching.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I think as Kinsey and Haziel come down, I'm also sipping a cup of coffee, probably just eating some eggs. I should go. Morning. How's everyone doing this fine day?
Good morning. I got so much sleep. How about you two?
I got an adequate amount of sleep as always.
I slept alright. You know what I'm like, though. Sometimes I toss and turn with nightmares. What do you want?
Oh, no reason yet.
Oh, I also slept great. Thanks for asking.
You're welcome. I can't tell if that was meant to be a snide comment, because I did say, how did you two sleep? Or how did everyone sleep?
It is Haziel. Haziel saying that. Haziel said she slept great.
No, I know. I meant I couldn't tell from the tone whether or not that was meant to be a snide comment from Haziel or if...
No,
That was Haziel being Haziel and just genuinely responding to the question.
I don't think she has a snide
Yeah.
bone in her body.
No, truly.
Yeah.
Head empty, honest thoughts.
Yeah, no, I slept
Yeah.
great. Kenzie played me a song and I passed right out. It was very nice. I did have some weird dreams though, so I think that I might have to do I think I have to go do some extra work while we're here. But that's okay. Thanks for the onion.
You're
Weird bad or just weird?
Oh, well,
Because I could try like a different song next time. Maybe it was my fault.
No. Listen. It wasn't you that the bad stuff came
Okay.
from. You, music good. That was fine. I'm just supposed to,
Just want to help.
guide souls with the death thing, and we kind of saved lives. So yeah, it's fine. We'll just have breakfast and it's fine. It's fine. Fine.
Well,
You do a really
you
good
don't
Haziel
need any.
impression, Izzy.
So the stuttering.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, if you need any support from us, we'll be here.
Oh, are you able to support souls? I didn't think that you guys could do that.
No. But I am good at taking care of people that do.
Oh, you mean me?
Yeah.
Oh.
A heavy weight rests on your shoulders, friend.
Well, I mean, no, not really. My wings are kind of like weighted, but they're not that heavy. I'm pretty used to them.
I walked right into that one. Just
Yeah.
head on, like,
Yeah.
okay. Well, if you ever need to talk, or having a bad day, need some help, we'll be here.
I'm glad you guys aren't going away, because we still gotta go see Elidor.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
Speaking of, we need a complete group for that. Where's the other one? Did you check it on Finn?
Me?
Uh,
No. She's not dead. I would know.
I was... Actually, that's a very good indicator. Thank you. That takes the first worry off of my list.
Yeah.
Oh, you're welcome. Takes a big bite of onion.
Yeah, Finn seemed busy, but there was some magic stuff maybe going on. She wasn't responding, but this is not the first time she has done this. This is a pretty normal thing for her. She's fine. You can trust me on this, Buck.
It's not that I don't trust you. It's that it goes against every instinct in my body. But I trust you, so we will let them finish in their own time.
Yeah. I wouldn't be I would not be offended if you decided to go up there and burst the door down, but I'm just going to tell you it's unnecessary, and then we'd have to replace the hinges. So,
I will fix them myself, but that is not the plan. If this is normal, then Finn just needs more time, and that's okay.
Yep.
About 10 minutes later, Finn comes downstairs.
Yeah, Finn comes down, his under eyes, fully upright though. So other than like, again, very, very big bags, does not appear to be like limping or doing anything weird. She just walks down the stairs, makes a beeline for Relzorax. Relzorax, I did it. I saw raw magical potential. I manifested it. I knew it was possible, and I did it.
Congratulations. I know you've been working towards that for a long time. What was it? The bones? Was that the key?
It was the bones. That's what I needed. I needed a powerful enough resonator amplifier, and it worked. It worked. I'm right.
I never doubted it.
I need coffee desperately.
There's a pot there just for you, as always, Finn.
Bless you. Immediately go over and start just taking out my little chip mug and drinking coffee.
Finn. How are you feeling?
Electric. Alive. Today's the best day of my life.
From anyone else, that would put a smile on my face. I'm gonna ask this plainly because I know that's the language you speak. Do you require medical attention?
No.
Okay.
I'm tired, but unharmed.
For messing with the fabric of the weave, that's a pretty great outcome. Well done.
Thank you.
How long do you reckon you'll need before we go to see Elidor?
We can go right now. I can take the coffee with me.
You should probably eat something. There's food right here on the table already.
As you
She'll
say
take a
that
piece of toast.
you should probably eat something. So you see a little automaton come up, and this guy has like a crystal eyeball, and he says, "Oh, hi, me, mem, order food."
Finn, how tall is this automaton?
Oh, teeny tiny, 2 feet tall.
Finn is immediately on her knees inspecting this automaton to see how it works.
You can do some you can do an arcana check if you'd like. You did not get a long rest. By the way.
Yeah, so I'm rolling it with disadvantage. Oh, whoops. Yeah. I did not. It's okay. I didn't take any damage or anything. So, and I won't. I'll make sure my spell slots are redone. I forgot to roll disadvantage.
It's great. It's fantastic. You notice that this eyeball is actually like a crystal that is a memory storage, so that it can remember what food orders go to what people. He's steam powered. He's also got a couple of different compartments in different spots because he's hollow. In some places, like his belly has a compartment in it. You can put some stuff in his shoe. His hands, he's got retractable fingers and elongating arms if he needs to. He is powered strictly by magic, and the magic looks like it is connected to Tansy.
Finn will immediately turn to Tansy. This is your creation?
Oh, well, yeah, he's my newest one. He's supposed to help take the orders. He's not very, he's a little hard of hearing, a little bit.
Do you mind if I rip him apart?
Oh my god, no. Don't, please don't. Heavens, no. Don't. She comes up and just like picks him up and cradles him and walks away.
Fascinating. Keeps eating toast.
Okay, Finn. I respect it. I'm not gonna lie, I respect it. You can't just ask to rip people's children apart.
It's an automaton.
I know, but sentient beings often create somewhat illogical relationships with what we would consider non-sentient items, things, beings. Well, the sentience of an automata is a hotly debated topic. They still loved it.
Finn will turn to Kree. Is that romance?
Not romance, but still a relationship.
Interesting. I
It's
will
still a love
note
of
that for
some
next
kind.
time.
Oh, I have the perfect thing. What if I walked up to you and asked to rip apart your spellbook?
I mean, I have backup copies on the off chance that my spellbook is damaged, because it would be foolish of me to place all of my hopes on one book when it is a material thing and therefore subject to damage, disintegration, things. Like, I suspect I'm not picking up what you are laying down. This is not the point. The point is not that I have backup books. The point is that the book is important.
Yeah, nailed it.
I see. I will take this under consideration. Thank you for pointing that out.
It's fine, man. I mean, look, you've pointed out enough stuff for me. If you ever want me to stop, do just tell me. But last time we spoke, at least I was under the impression that you wanted me to pick you up on stuff like this.
It is helpful.
Okay, cool. Then, if you're ready to go, does anyone else have anything they need to do before we see Elidor?
I don't believe so.
Off we drop.
Onward.
What was the name of the bartender again? It was Tansy?
Tansy Reed.
Tansy. Tansy.
Is she within earshot?
No. She has herded all of her little automatons to behind the bar and is quietly but like fervently talking to them and pointing at specifically Finn.
Yeah.
I love the idea of the old bartender and this new bartender talking to each other, and they're just going to have wildly different interpretations of Finn as a character.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, because the first time they've seen you has been wired, and then you asked, "Can I tear your creation
Yes.
apart?"
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, stayed up all night doing fucking crazy magic in the bedroom, and then asking to destroy her
She's
newest
not the
creation.
Damn. Started
Yeah.
doing crazy magic in the bedroom.
Yeah. Stayed up all night.
That's what
doing
Finn
crazy
does.
magic in the bedroom.
Mm-hmm. That's what they
Just
call
getting
me.
those bones shaken.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So we're walking to Elidor's, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Relzarex would like to, like, kind of fall back a little bit while we're walking and try to, like, get Finn's attention to, like, have just, like, a quick word privately while we're on the way there.
Yeah, Finn will fall back.
If I pick this up, I'll just grab Kinsey by the arm and go, "I'll race you."
Bet.
And then just start running.
Fucking zooms.
Oh wait, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Haziel,
meet
you're
you there.
included.
She's gone.
Oh, okay.
Well, you can fly. Surely you're faster than us.
I can fly. That's right. And she just like zooms.
But
Okay. Well, as I already said, congratulations on the breakthrough. Obviously, Buck asked if you required medical attention, and you said no, but just making sure everything's good. That you're at peak efficiency and performance before we go talk to Elidor today.
I think she shrugs, just like shrugs it off a little bit, but I think because you know what to look for, you notice that there's like a tiny bit of like blood seeping into her clothes, like right by her clavicle, but she doesn't say anything or acknowledge it.
Okay. Relzrex will just like, is it okay if I just put a hand on your shoulder real quick?
Sure.
Cure wounds, and just keep walking.
Thank you.
I got you.
And while they're just like for a hot second, can Finn do a quick investigation check of Relzrax's armor and see that with the beating that he took yesterday, if there's any like chinks, like pieces of metal that are slightly bent, like fabric that's slightly frayed, anything that's like a little out of place?
If this is a me question, or I don't know if it's a me question or an Izzy
It's
question.
for both you and Izzy.
Then I would
guess.
say there definitely is.
It would be an investigation check with a DC of 7.
Okay, so let's do investigation, which with
Guidance.
the disadvantage because I am exhausted. All right,
Didn't
plus
matter.
guidance, which I did
Apparently,
not
Finn
do.
just needs to run on exhaustion, a level of exhaustion.
21.
Yeah.
Okay, so then Finn will basically like put a hand behind Relzrax and start casting mending on all of the little bits, and we'll say, you know, Longclaw, it's not fun being on the other side of this. Let's try not to die next time. Yeah?
I'm never trying to die, Finn. That's not an objective on my list, but I appreciate the concern.
Are you okay?
I think so. It's not the first time that this has happened. It almost certainly won't be the last. But, you know, you all got me back up on my feet, and we completed the mission, and, you know, I got to have a nice, relaxing evening, which did a lot to help, you know, with some, you know, the fallout, but so I'm good.
That is good to know. You know, Kinsey was talking to me about how she thinks there's a thing between you two. I don't really understand it. If there is that, are we happy about that? Is there a thing? Is she making it up? I don't really know. Truthfully, I was very out of my depth in that conversation, and I didn't really know what was happening. I think I blacked out for a second.
You know, Buck and I have a history. And you know, he's been there for me in some important moments, just like you've been there for me in some important moments. But yeah, I mean, I'm not, you know, there's Yeah.
Okay, then yay. I don't know what the
Yes.
appropriate
Yes.
response is for that. You got this?
Finn,
I don't know.
I appreciate the attempt. I truly do.
Great.
But yeah.
So we can stop talking about
Yes.
that. Then that would be
We can stop talking about
excellent. And just we weren't able to stop what happened to you yesterday. But in the future, I think there's an opportunity to be more proactive than reactive, and you don't need to prepare you don't need to do so much if you already know what's coming. Does that if what, it's okay. I think there's a way to make it so it doesn't happen again, is what I'm saying.
Good to know. We've worked together a long time, Finn. I always have your back, you always have mine. And whatever this new stuff you've got going on is, I know that you will use it to the fullest of its potential. Because that's what you always do.
I appreciate that. I'm also going to stop talking about this now.
Okay.
Because thank you, I think.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I'm glad you're not dead.
So am I. And we just continue heading to Elidor's.
As you approach Elidor's, there is a large stone outbuilding behind the main museum. It used to be a storage shed, but now you see it's been dramatically altered. The roof has been reinforced with a new dark timber with a series of cleverly designed copper-lined ventilation shafts that emit a faint, constant plume of vapor. You can give a survival or arcana check for that if you would like. The large double doors are now reinforced with bands of iron and bear a fresh, elegantly painted sign. Elidor is standing outside of the main museum. He's looking more animated and slightly more frazzled than you have ever seen him before. And there's a smudge of snoot on his spectacles and a scroll of architectural plans tucked underneath his arm. Finn, you and Ral both...
I accidentally rolled 3 times. My actual result should be a 12.
Oh god, it's way up there. Okay, Finn,
Yeah.
you see that, or you realize that the copper shafts are actually placed there to handle the acidic breath and the draconic humidity that is coming out from inside of the building itself.
I'm killing it with these disadvantage rolls, man.
Yeah.
Put Finn on 1 hour of sleep.
This is ridiculous. You walk up to, as you're walking up, he's like, you've returned. With a most enthusiastic new resident, too, the young dragon Phosphorus Sulfide. He's a bold nomenclature you've chosen for him, I must say. He's currently engrossed in comparative analysis of the Gnomish trade law versus the Green Dragon territorial claiming rituals, which, in fact, is quite an achievement since he cannot read or write. I have designed a hologram for him to be able to watch, like a moving picture of sorts. He's a remarkable young pupil, I must say. The parallels between the Gnomish trade law and the Green Dragon territorial claiming rituals are strikingly similar. It's quite fascinating.
Well, I'm glad to hear that he's settling in.
Oh, yes, quite
one
indeed.
question.
Yes. Questions? I love questions.
This is quite sensitive. I collected blade. Fear may have felled his mother. I didn't take it with me. I don't have it now. But there may come a day where he sees me with it. So, do you think he is in an emotional space for me to break that news to him?
I see. Well, he does seem to be quite enamored with his new studies. I don't think quite yet, but if he continues his studies for a little while, he has definitely talked about his mother being a disgrace on the family name and that she amounted to nothing. So there's definitely a possibility that if the young pupil continues to grow and learn things, he will probably think his mother dying was the best thing that could have ever happened.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Probably the best outcome that we could have had overall. I hear he speaks quite highly of you, Miss Finestra. You're the one who convinced him to come to schooling, yes?
Yes. He has a incredible capacity to dream. And I appreciate that.
Ah, yes, dreaming of manipulating minds. It's something to aspire to completely. I understand.
Everything is possible.
Indeed. I must confess, I had not anticipated expanding my, the tutoring, to other students, other active pupils, especially of the Draconic persuasion. It's going to be a fascinating challenge indeed. Nothing that I haven't tackled before, though, of course. Of course, he's brilliant, arrogant, and has an insatiable curiosity. It poses the emotional regulation of a stirred hornet's nest, but we'll work on that. And I mean, in other words, he is perfectly a typical advanced student, you know? So, time for that powwow, yeah?
Yeah.
No.
No, right, no, not powwow. You're right.
You,
Yeah.
You gotta stop calling it that.
Yeah, I got you. Group
Debriefing.
meeting.
Group meeting. Perfect.
Yeah.
I really gotta log that one. I gotta log that one away. I'm you youth sometimes, but that's fine. It's fine. We'll work on it. These old bones aren't done learning new tricks yet.
I would hope not.
You're literally a wizard, man. If you ever stopped learning, I'd be concerned.
That's right. I am a wizard. So please come inside.
Inside check.
Ah,
I baited you. Get
Yes, you
baited.
did.
masturbated, some might say.
God damn it. Well, I am a cunning linguist and a master debater. That's right. I just did the full reference that your joke is from.
He is indeed a wizard.
I am rolling like trash today. Actually, you know what?
Huh?
Should I risk it for a crit? Because I have inspiration.
Up to you.
I'm risking it for a crit. I'm going to burn my heroic inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to run it again.
Mm-hmm.
There was ever a time.
Oh.
Gut wrenching.
He's
Oh well.
wizardy. He's definitely wizardy. Maybe more, but a wizard.
Logged.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are we going inside for this group meeting?
Yeah, you guys walk into his study. Not into the dragon barn, but into the actual study, and that is where we're going to end today's session.
Okay.
What an episode.
So soon.
You did one night. You guys made it through 12 whole hours in one episode. I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, that's a
And
new
we were asleep
accomplishment.
for. Well, some of us were asleep for most of it.
Yeah.
Some of us were mastering the deep magics.
Fucking learning how to see into the future.
Hell yeah, baby.
So sick.
All right.
Sounds good.
I'm so excited. I had fun.
Same.
You guys
Happy
are
New Year.
awesome. Oh,
Happy New Year.
Year.
Happy New Year. We got to start the year off right playing some D&D together.
With
Woohoo.
technical
Best thing that could have
difficulties
been happening.
included.
I wouldn't expect
As per
anything
usual.
else.
All right. Thank you for hanging out with us. You could have been anywhere in the world tonight and you chose to spend your time with us. We super duper appreciate that. Okay, bye.
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 Bye.